sound. Hi, how's it going? How you doing? Deeja Love here in my friend's garage where I'm staying temporarily. I'm house sitting, as it were. Continuing to try to get my life together. I've been pretty mixed up lately. And I'm sure a lot of you are too. And I've just been, I've been struggling with so much, but I'm slowly kind of getting a little bit of a balance, a little bit of balance in my groove. I thought, why not? I was just cleaning up and taking down like Halloween decorations and sweeping the front porch and stuff. And the garage is empty. And I got Snowball the kitty out here somewhere. He's under the, anyway, he's out here exploring. And Hana's around here too. And I thought, why not do some quick little self-defense things, and work on a couple things, for fun. And of course, I'm out of practice, myself, because I haven't been doing hardly anything. I try to practice a couple times a week, just like on my own. I'll just do stuff out of nowhere. I don't always shoot the videos or share them, because it's kind of it'll just be like a few things here or there. I'll be walking along and then I'll be like, bah, 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 out in the forest, or I'll just start doing knee ups in the tent, or you name it, or I'll be playing with Hana and then, bah, bah, try to throw kicks and stuff. And I'm always worried that my knees are gonna give out, because I got the knee issues and whatnot. Let's see here. We'll go all. There we go. And so anyway, I got to take it easy on my body, but at the same time, I got to still keep recovering. So for instance, earlier, in the shower and stuff, I did little calf lifts, where you just push up off your toes. Just push up off your toes, How's there? Welcome everybody. Oh, hi, Yadira. Yeah, I can't barely see it from way over there. But anyway, so we're going to do some basic self-defense things, And the thing is that it's always like, first do no harm. Another way of saying that is, first protect yourself. First keep yourself safe, right? But also keep others safe. Help first is another way of saying that. Help first. Harm last, right? And martial arts and stuff is about defending yourself, but self-defense does not have to be physical. It's mostly mental and, or as some might say, spiritual. But it's not religion or God spiritual. It's about your own personal willpower and your ability to confront the things that scare us so deeply. And practicing martial arts sometimes can help alleviate some of those fears, because you now have an idea of some things you could do, right? You can learn to use your voice, no, and help, right? You can learn to use your feet and be screaming no and help and running. Or if you get trapped, kicking, So just remember that. Martial arts is about the finding and practicing so that you can have a safe place in here. And in here. Let's do a few things. Do you have a stick? Do you have a mop? Do you have a broom? Do you have a branch? Do you have a tree limb? Do you have a shovel? Do you have a cane? Do you have anything that you can use temporarily? Like me, I have a little miniature staff. But what also works really great is, like a broomstick, for instance. And this is good to practice with too. You've got to be careful not to be hitting your ceiling and stuff. But just remember that everything around you can be used in a variety of ways. This one's much longer than this one. There we go, there's the track. Here we go. Let's see if I can do this. We got the not hit Hana. There we go, do some doubles here. It's kind of not enough room quite in the garage, but it's still fun, Anyway, you can also do short stick, and everything I'm going to show you right here in the next 5 minutes is for hand, for stick, for knife, for gun, for fishing pole, for bicycle, you know, you name it, okay? You're camping and you got an air pump and somebody surprises you, or a cougar or a bear, etc. All of these things, you use them with any and every object, including just your own body. And so we're gonna talk about what we call directions. Oh, hi, Hannah. Here we go, gotta get the ball for Hannah. Like directions of force, just like the ocean flows in, it flows out, but also the ocean is going swirl, and it's going up, and it's going down, and truly, really, it's more like a snow globe. So I want you to try to imagine yourself more in a snow globe, you know, right? So everything isn't just straight and linear. Everything isn't just on a straight line, right? There's angles, there's curves, as well as straight lines, correct? But think about it more like a snow globe, just like this bow staff twirling around. It's creating a large circle, right? It's creating a circle. And then when I do a figure eight, it's touching all the places in my snow globe. So directions of force are about where they're generating from you outward or where they're coming from outward to you. So one is straight, for instance. And these are just like the basics. It's kind of like an asterisk, you see? This is just the basics that everything's built off of, and it helps you recognize where the weapon is coming from at you so that you can better easily defend and or turn that energy to your advantage. So we have forward or straight, that straight line attack, that straight punch, straight, that front kick, it's coming right at you. Bullet train, you know? Best thing you could do with those is get out the way. Deflect. Because when we go and we guard and we shield against a straight force, it tends to push us back anyway. And if that's what we can do at the last moment, that's what we'll do, but we will recover and then we'll figure out from there. But we really want to let that force kind of go right on by and then trip it up. So forward or straight. Now every single one of these has a push and a pull type of effect to them as well, right? It's either coming at you or going away from you, or it's coming towards you and then going away from you. So we got the straight, then we have an upward, upward, uppercuts, right? Upper knife jabs, upward. These are all up type attacks. So we got the straight, and then we have an upward. Now we're gonna go to round. Oh, that was a back, but it looks like round. So round is usually outside to inside. And back is from, right, because I'm using the back of my hand, it's a back, but it could also be behind me, right? They become combinations. Back straight, straight up, straight round. Like, it all kind of comes together, like I said, like an asterisk. Okay? And then we have down. 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 Ice! Down. Ice! Makes sense? So, those are the basics. Straight, up, around, back, down. Now, put that in a snow globe and think about all the infinite angles, right? And sometimes they're precisely on that level path, and other times it may be straight in different directions. Okay? Yeah. So the upward is kind of like a scoop type, usually using hands and even with things like this. But let's put it together with a staff. Do you have a staff? Do you have a broom handle? Do you have a shovel? Do you have a cane? Do you have something? Do you have a candlestick? See, like for instance, here we go. Here's something going to Goodwill. That's a heck of a self-defense. Now, I would only use something like this if I was in fear for my life, because this could cause severe permanent damage or death on somebody, and I don't want to do that. But let's check this out. Straight, up, round, back, down. Straight, up, round, back, down. Cool, huh? You can use this with open hand. You can use it with open hand, closed hand, and just about anything and everything for a variety of things. So let's do the staff now. Full. So take your, this is what we call over, over, and this would be like under, over, or under, under, or over, under. It just depends on which way. So for instance, this way we're gonna go under at the upper, and we're gonna go over on the lower. Okay, and we're gonna get our feet about shoulder width like we were walking along, and we just kind of stopped. Oh, very natural position like this. You know, keep those knees bent so you can move, so you can spin, so you can deflect. Makes sense? So, for instance, we got the under, and we got the over, and if you see, I have it kind of like to where this one is about where my chin would be, and this one is like out from like my belly. And you can go close grip and medium grip and super wide grip and, you know, long pole grip. You know, there's so much to it, but we're just doing basics, right? So here we go. We got the underhand right here. Okay, we got the overhand here. This is a good basic position. And I want to stick the staff out in front of me, but always keep your joints slightly flexed. Do not lock out your elbows or your knees. Don't lock them out. That's a bad choo-choo. And it can be taken advantage of and used against you really easily. Whew. And it's scary when your joints are locked out and you get hit or blocked, or somebody actually knows what they're doing. You're just helping them to break and bust it, or dislocate it, or grab it and control you with it, right? So be very careful about that. I have this a longbow expert? Oh, that's fantastic. I have this string on here because this was one of my camping pieces of bamboo I found. And so what I did is I cut all these right here, you see. Oops, yeah, it's all right. It's really old. I've had this for a long time. Anyway, so I cut these small portions up here like that. And then I sharpened these edges. And then what I could do is I could put my small pocket knife right in here. And then I could take this twine and wrap it around really fast. And I had an instant spear, right? If I was out on a walk and stuff, for instance, and a cougar or a bear, I could turn this staff into an instant spear. I'm a vegan, but if for some reason I got trapped out there, could go fishing too. I could use that spear for fishing, as well as turn this into a fishing line. Isn't that cool? And there's, of course, a lot of other uses for this, like helping with your tent tarp, being an instant pull inside the tent, things like that for, you know, when you're walking out and, you know, if something happens like my knee gave out or whatever. So anyway, let me secure that string right there. I love this one too because I found it when I was walking on a beach, and it's a perfect short little staff. It works great in the garage and all that stuff, and it's lightweight. And it had this natural dark color to it. And I found it on the beach. So anyway, let's do a shoulder width apart, approximately, maybe a little bit more. And get those knees kind of bent and kind of like that, you know, like back and forth. And you can go right foot forward and right foot back, right foot forward and right foot back, you know. Or you could be right foot forward already. And you could switch stance to where now your other hand is under and your other hand is over. And you can go left foot forward and back, left foot forward and back, and stay nice and bouncy and easy. You want to be able to move. You want to stay on the balls of your feet the best possible. You let your heels touch and stuff, but it's just for balance. And then you want to kind of like slide and shuffle around. And then you lift them when attacks come towards them, right? When attacks come for them. Kick comes to your leg, a bow staff strike comes to your leg, axe, sword, whatever. You got to learn how to check that stuff. That's a whole nother lesson. Okay, So here we go. Whew. I got my basic stance, and then I'm gonna go forward or straight, just one, just a perfect straight level push, stab type attack, okay? So that's the first one. And we're gonna put this together. So get a little room. So I start here. This is what I call my guard position. I'm ready for a lot of things with this one. But I'm gonna step forward with my left foot because that's how I'm leading, but you could be with your right foot forward. And I go, boom, straight. And then I pull it back immediately. Only reason I ever hang my fist out or a weapon out is because I'm demonstrating proper form and placement so you can see it. The reality is you never leave your weapons hanging out there. You put it out and you pull it back 2 or 3 times faster than you put it out there. This also creates a whiplash. Yeah, that's right. Ba, ba, ba. Here we go. So we go. Step forward. Straight. And then pull it back. Nice. Now we're going to push down with my rear hand. And then I turn it into an upward movement. I could also go up like this for another strike followed by another strike. It could be a double up, for instance. But let's step through it. We go straight. Pull it back. I'm going to step through with my opposite leg now. Look at this. And then I put the staff on my other shoulder. Okay? Kind of fun, right? So we go boom, boom, boom. Now I'm going to go like this. I'm going to have some fun with this one. And we're going to do a double-handed round strike, like a baseball strike for fun off of this, okay? Good, so let's walk through our first 3 steps. We're in our guard position. We go straight, step through, up, double-handed baseball bat swing. I'm using a short staff too, right? But this could also be longbow technique. Awesome. We're going to go, so we're going to follow through, and we're going to step right, again like this, and then I'm going to swing right back. So that's my round and back, okay? So you can also do this standing in place. Makes sense? But I like to get you moving across the floor. It's fun too because it's very similar to a lot of sword type work as well. And it's similar to short stick fighting, and it's similar to so many different martial arts around the world. That's why I'm showing you just the basics with basic terminology for everybody, okay? Here we go. Push, pull, step through, strike up, whew. Step through, wah! Round, step through, wah! Back. Cool, huh? And then we're gonna go, after we do that back one, we're gonna bring it around up here like this, and we're gonna do a finish. Wah! Strike downward. What fun is that? Are we ready? Here we go. Straight, pull it back, step through, up, step through, step through, step through. And I kill the phone. I'm sorry, phone. I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks to Yadira. I'm not even watching the comments. I stepped up there for a second. I saw Yadira give him the thing. Somebody's been timed out. That's okay. All right. So here we go. Standing in place. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, I missed one in there somewhere, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I said 6. Where's my 6 count? I'm in my head. And of course, these combinations can be changed into a whole bunch of different combinations. I've taught this in a multiple different sort of ways. So we could go right through, for instance, you know, and we can also go under the armpit for, you know, and or to the shoulder or to the same side. So I could go like this and I could go like this, for instance, and be on this side. And then I could go right here. And then I could helicopter it and go right here. And then I could helicopter again and go right here. Or, right, it just depends. Am I attacking with this? 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 Am I attacking with all of it, maybe? Of course. So how would I use the flat? Straight, up, round, back, down. For instance, let's use each end. So we got the straight. I use the up here, but I could go boom, 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 boom. Just like that as well, right? We can flip it around. Hop, hop, zap. Many different ways. And then when you move the combinations together, you're gonna get a straight up or a back round or a diagonal or a, you know, the attack's coming from all different directions. Make sense? Yeah. Isn't that fun? Let's do it with our hands. Push, pull, push, pull. Do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we want to be smart, not break our fingers, and be more effective with that, we pull our fingers together and we tuck our thumb in and we bend. We can cup our hand a little bit, or we can even go like this. Pull the fingers in here, you know, especially if you have fingernails, you can hide them here, or you can use them to rake the eyes. But the palm, very effective. Open hand. A lot of people do open hand like this and leave their fingers out to grab because they've been doing it so long, they kind of whatever. But I guarantee you, if you're practicing regular, you're gonna crank, you're gonna dislocate like I have many, many, many times. So try to remember, pull your fingers together. Make a spear hand, you know, make a spear hand if you can. And a true spear hand, you actually bring back, well, there's different ones, right? Different, some call a puma, some call a puma. Anyway, let's not get into styles. Let's just flat hands and pull your fingers in. And then we go, let's alternate. This would be to the chin. This would be to the nose. This would be to side of face. This would be to hip, groin, throat, xiphoid process, knee, like, because you could end up in the snow globe in a variety of positions, right? So whatever target is available as you're in self-defense mode, meaning you've been attacked and now you're defending yourself and you want to return to a safe place and create that and make it a reality. You yell no, you call for help, you call for the police if possible, and you defend yourself. And then you stop defending yourself once the threat is no longer happening, because then you can get in a lot of trouble and then possibly even hurt somebody way more than you want to. First help, last do harm, right? Okay, good. So let's do alternating. Let's do alternating palms. Okay, we're gonna do 10. I'm gonna count them out and we're gonna go pa pa, like 1, 2. Everybody can do this. Even if you have one, you can use a stick, right? You could use your feet to do this, for instance. You could even use your head. Okay, but right now we'll just do this. So hands together, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ki-ai! Sorry about that. I forgot to warn you. Ki-ais happen occasionally. That's a spirit roar, a spirit yell. That's a expression of that ki energy. Yeah, release it. Now, yours could be us or ice or ya, or who knows what your ki is. That's for each of us to discover, okay? Now, let's do some upwards. We're going to do the same thing. Just put your fingers and thumbs together, and we're going to just pretend we're slapping some groins here, okay? Here we go. We'll go 1, pa, pa, 2, 3. Now you notice how I put my legs out a little wider and I switch my stance just a little bit offset so I'm not just perfectly even, and I rotate my hips all the way from my toes all the way up into my shoulders and into the fingertips. So I generate power very quickly in a short amount of time without having to move my body a great distance. And it starts from the ground point, from the balls of your feet, from the toes down there, you know, and even your heels sometimes if you end up on it for some reason. But it really should be ball of foot and toe like generation, and use the rest of the foot for balance, stability, and strikes. Cool. So here we go. Groin slaps, double groin slaps. 1, pa, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now another way to do this, of course, would be to make a fist, and you could strike upward like this, but you take a chance on breaking your thumb. So it's very important, if you do strike upward, the thumb is tucked down there, but not under here. So if you do make a fist, make it correctly and tuck the thumb. You'd be better off doing what we call a knife or ridge hand, which would be like a ridge hand attack like this, where it's striking you right through here, the thumb's here, and so you could knife hand strike in the groin as well. But once again, you got to be careful, because when that thumb isn't like squeezed right alongside with everything else or tight like this, it's easy for it to get snagged or grabbed on clothes or etc. You know, and you might rip your own thumb protecting yourself. But that's better than the option, isn't it? Okay, next we're gonna do round slaps. All right, round slaps. So we could strike the ear, for instance, with an open hand. Be careful, once again, don't mess around and do this with kids or fam. Don't be like, oh, ha ha, pop, you know, because you can blast that eardrum out with almost no pressure whatsoever. So be very, very careful. Always make sure that you have consent from the other person that you've decided to practice your training on. Also make sure you have consent and an agreement on the amount of contact level, right? And also make sure to wear safety gear if at all possible. Okay, there we go. I think I've covered my butt here. All right, so the round slap, same thing. Now we could just do a flat hand, but we're gonna cup it a little bit, right? Because we do want to get that air in there a little bit. And remember, this is self-defense, but this could be a slap. This could be to the ear. This could be to the groin. It could be to the knees. This could be in a fist. It could be in a chop. It could be in a ridge hand. It could be in a multitudes of, it could be the hook. It could be the long round, right? There's multitudes of it. But the basic concept is the same. It's coming around. It's a roundabout way of getting to you, right? And it's from the inside to the outside. Inside to the outside, whereas a back is the outside to the outside. Okay? All right. That's how I describe it anyway. And it can be different in many different martial arts systems. Understand that. People are going to use different words to describe basically kind of the same thing. And that's great, because a lot of stuff is very universal, but it's also, they're going to have certain little nuances to their style. And that's where like that art also comes in. It's not just like martial at that point in time, right? It's not just physical martialness. It's martial arts. It's martial artistry. And so while we share so many different things in common across so many different martial arts systems in the world, there are going to be nuances for style. For instance, you know? And that's always fun to learn about too. Okay, so the round, pop, right on that. Pop, we could do a double, like that, or we can go single. Boom, boom. So what we're gonna do is, for fun and for the exercise portion kind of this too, we're gonna do a double slap like that. And we're gonna go kind of a long round also. This could be short too. We could be like right here. They could be like right here. And I'd have my hands kind of, you know, probably up. I don't stand with my hands. If I do, my hands might be like this, but that's when I'm out of kicking range. Once I move inside kicking range, my hands go from here in a very non-aggressive, non-offensive type of way, a very defensive and very relaxed and de-escalation stance is like this, to de-escalate. But if they close that distance, or if you have to close that distance, or you just end up there, you're much better off like open hands and being like, easy, let's take it easy, let's whatever. It's a lot harder to trap you this way, like for grappling and all the other people that do that kind of stuff, or Aikido. But of course, hands up here too. They're grabbable and usable also. But we're gonna do, what I'm trying to say is that these little slaps could be right here. It could be like this, pop, pop. It could be that fast, pop. Understand? And once again, it could be a slap. It could be a rake. You know, it could be a rake across the face and eyes, right? You're defending yourself. You're on your back. Somebody's attacking you. And all you can do is, like that. Then you do it. Because you're just trying to get moments. You're just trying to get moments. Every single moment that you can get over against somebody who is overpowering you, right? That's the moment that you then can do something else and continue to try to escape. Get the hand off your mouth, scream some more, raise that knee, push, run, like anything and everything, okay? So I'll say this real quick right now. The zones, the main zones to attack for self-defense are just like doctors, just like specialists, right? Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, throat. Of course, we have the xiphoid, and groin, you know. The number one's eyes, ears, nose, throat. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, groin. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, groin. Eyes, ears, nose, throat, groin. Those are soft targets. Those are targets that have a lot of nerve endings. And of course, there's tons of places to attack. And you attack anything and everything you can when you're defending yourself. You bite, you scratch, you scream, you spit, you claw, you elbow, you do anything and everything you can to escape. Okay, round. We're just gonna do nice, easy swings. And you can follow through a little bit, but I don't want you to swing in like this. I want you to go to a point and then pull it back. Swing to the point and pull it back. You notice that I'm always pulling them back because it's just like a bicycle. Just like a bicycle. You put one fist out, you bring the other one back. You put one fist out, you bring the other one back. Unless you're double punching, grabbing, double striking, when you're doing the single combination strikes, one goes out, one comes back. One goes out, one comes back, no matter what. And talking about bikes, by the way, bikes are great also because you can go straight, you can go up, ace, you can go back, everything is a self-defense weapon when you choose to use it that way. Especially your brain. So here we go. I count one. We throw 2 round slap strikes. On number 10, give me a ki, a hi-ya, a rah, a whatever. Make some sound. Here we go. Ready, Hana? 1, 2. I also breathe out controlled when I'm doing these, you notice? 3, 4, 5, 6. Different ways to do it too, from down here and up, or I can be up here and swing it too. 7, 8, 9. That's the short, fast one. 10. Fun times. Good, let's do some backs now. This time we're just gonna swing. We're gonna point our elbow towards our target, and we're gonna swing with the back of our hand. This could be a chop. This could be a claw. This could be a hammer fist, right? This could be a reverse. Like, once again, the weapon and the way it looks, it's still gonna follow the same trajectory. So naming the trajectories helps us identify it in the brain. When we see them, so that when I'm teaching deflections and moves and blocks and different ways to deal with those, it helps your brain see it, know what's going to happen with that power and where it's going to end up, and then to be able to move out of its way, redirect it, use it yourself. If you have to, just block, shield, and absorb, right? But truly, we want to try to deflect and or just not be there to begin with. And while their attack is going, whoa, and hanging out there, we duck and pa-pa! We do our own. We don't give them a chance to reload and set up for the next one. They whiff, and while they're whiffing, we're also attacking. And that would be called like simultaneous. And that's a whole nother thing. All right, here we go. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go 1, 2. Now, for fun, we could throw in a spinner in here, right? We could go like this. 1, 2, for instance, and we could go 1 and 2. But if you're not really, if you don't have good balance or you're worried about getting dizzy from spinning, it's okay. We just take it slow. So we'll go 1, good, 2. I'm just using my hands, right? Let's go fist now with a hammer fist. 3, 4, nice hammer fist. Let's do, I'm gonna do the spin. 5, other side spin. 6, oh. 7, claw, claw. 8, Now we could also do a back slap to the ears. We could also cup that hand and go and slap right to the ear. The same way as we might pass or block or slide one way or the other way. We might go like that to the ear, or we might go like this. You know, wouldn't that be cool? So let's do what? We got 3 more. 7, back slap, back slap. And I know I normally wouldn't throw the combo of coming across my body and throwing it back. We're doing this for a mix of exercise and movement, plus learning the force of the direction and what it feels like. So, right, I just want you to get a feel and a sense of that power and where it's coming from. So another way we do this is just release and power through, because sometimes that's what it's gonna be like, right? A lot of times the back, let's switch up for the last 2 and let's do back elbows. This is like when you get grabbed or somebody's sneaking up on you and you go back elbow, okay? But we're gonna go back elbow, back elbow. So I'm gonna go 8, 9, 10, hey, get off of me! How's that? How we doing, Yadira? Oh, Hannah needs the ball. Boop. Okay, finally, down. Now the down force and the down strike, it is probably one of the most natural things for us as humans overall to do. And that comes a lot because of just surviving on this planet, our DNA, and what we've all been through, and using axes to chop wood and all kinds of things, hammering things, beating things in place, other people, you name it, right? The down force is very powerful. Plus our bodies and the way we are physiologically designed, that delivers a lot of power. However, there's quite a wind-up to it also. And that's what people call telegraphing. And of course, I'm telegraphing like crazy today because I want you to really see what the movements look like when they're broken down rather than at full speed where you can't tell what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, the downward, we point our elbow once again if possible. I don't really want my arm back here. I can. This could be all part of it, like a baseball, right? Baseball punch. People do. So that's okay, but just remember, all of that is plenty of time for the other person to move in on you and, you know, trap your arm up here and choke you and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So what I want to try to do is just go from where I'm at quickly to the down. I want to go from where I'm at right to a claw or a palm strike, or a hammer right to the down. Does that make sense? And then if we are doing a full like with the bow staff, it's a movement, we've set it up, we've got them with a jab or something else, and then we're finishing with that power hit. That happens too. But a lot of times you'll see the down mostly used with a lot of kicks, like axe kicks and stuff, but you'll see it with weapons. See it with weapons like swords and staffs and all kinds of stuff like that, right? So many different weapons. So here we go. Let's do the down. Let's do self-defense down. So what we're gonna do is this time, I want you to just kind of like make a tight claw like this. Just a tight claw, best you can. And you have to release it. My hands, if I do that, they actually like, they actually freeze up on me. That's all the mechanicking work I did in the military. Destroyed my joints and stuff. Anyway, so here we go. We go rake, rake. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. That's great. Let's do the last 3 like power downs now. We're going to rotate the whole body and we're going to do this full big body swing. Okay, I want you breathing. I want you releasing. I want you generating that energy all the way from your toes, all the way to the tips here. And express it and radiate it outward. And then draw back in energy from the air around you again. Here we go. You ready? And where was that? Whatever. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. You're powerful. I can hear you all the way over here. Oh, that was great, everybody. Okay, I'm exhausted now. I haven't been doing enough workouts or going hiking like I used to. Let's do one last thing for fun with the staff again. Remember, you could use a toy shovel. You could use a real shovel. You could use a boat, or you can use a broomstick, a Swiffer stick, a tree limb. You know, you could borrow a, you know, I don't know. There's just so many things. But let's do a basic figure 8 real quick, okay? Basic figure 8. So we're gonna go like this is over and this is under, but it's just one hand. So okay. So first off, just grab it, and I don't want you to be too tight. I want you to open up your hand, and I just want you to kind of let it hang out right here. You know, right there. And you just use the other fingers to kind of just gently, and I want you to just kind of do this. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. And you just kind of work on that to kind of work on like loosening up your wrist, keeping your hands and your arms. And you see how I'm like rotating my shoulder and my elbow and everything? Not only that, but I'm still practicing right now of feeling this all the way in the balls of my feet. Okay? So I'm just kind of loosening up my hands. Now I'm going to do the other side. Very nice. Keep those knees bent. Keep that hand loose. Now I could go tight with my hand too, but if I go tight and I grip it, let's see how far my rotation is. So I can't go all the way upside down. You might be able to because your flexion might be better, but that's as far as I can go. And then let's rotate the other way. That's as far as I can go, safely. Now let's do a little bit of a loose hand thing here. So I get a little bit more movement there. Plus I'm practicing on strengthening my fingers and my finite motor skills by using the fingers like that, you see? I don't necessarily want to, if I was in an engagement, I wouldn't want to be attacking and going, ha, 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 with my fingers open like that. This is for the spinning and the working and the kata and the fun of it and the transition to get to another attack position. But when I would actually attack or be hitting, that's when all of a sudden, right before the strike, I lock it in place. Whatever I'm holding it with, one hand, two hands, whatever it is, right before it goes snap, I lock down on it and then pull back. Makes sense? Keep people from taking my weapons. Same thing with the hands. If you're making a fist and you're doing fist strikes, you don't want to stand over here putting all of this energy into keeping your fists all balled and tight. You want to get it in the correct position and then kind of let it just slightly loose a little bit. And then right before you make impact, you go, you see? It uses less energy, keeps you from getting hand cramps, and you release the energy. So much better. It makes you faster too, because if you're already tense over here, already balled up, and then you go to attack from there, you already have this built-in like strain of yourself that you yourself are fighting against, and it slows you down and it creates a very big telegraph. That's why to stay loose instead, so you can attack like that. Cool. Figure 8. Oh, I poked a hole in my finger. All right. So right here, I'm gonna point it towards, away from me. Then I turn it down towards my other foot. I bring it back, right? I go level. This one then comes up, that one goes down. I go back towards, just like that. I follow through to the other side. So this is what we call a full arm figure 8, meaning like you stay connected and you're not just twirling the staff, but you're keeping a decent grip. This is like a pretty good grip, right, that you stay with. You don't have to keep it really tight, but we're keeping all the fingers wrapped around it. We're not going loosey-goosey with it. So that's a full figure 8. See that? Just go nice and slow. I always keep my other hand up and ready because this other hand is up here to deflect. It's up here to deflect, but it's also up here in case I want to grab and switch back to double hand. Make sense? So I always keep whatever other hand is on guard, always ready to go, because I don't want to get focused on this. That's what happens usually when we pick up a quote unquote weapon. Our attention and focus goes towards using that like as the only way. And that's just another thing. That's like an added thing to your already amazing arsenal that you have available. And trying to remember that as much as I might be, that this is also still there. And to be able to grab that weapon, right? So just try to remember that. It's a bit of coordination. So here we go. We'll go figure 8, figure 8. And then you start working on kind of rocking your feet back and forth, just like we were doing earlier when I was doing different steps. Isn't that cool? And you can work on going across the room, you can step through it, and you can work on going backwards. Isn't that great? So we just figure 8 around everywhere. Figure 8, and then we do the other side. Figure 8. This is good for the body. Put on some music. Maybe dance it out. Okay, now let's do one in front. This one we're gonna do where we try to just do the wrist right here. But I've got these big old arms and these meat cleavers and a fairly good sized body. So if I were to just do it right here, I'd be smacking myself. So I have to kind of still move my arm back and forth across my body. So this is a figure 8 to the front. And I'm using my arm rather than just like my arm and my body. See what I'm saying? Like this is a figure 8 too. But so is this. and my hand's a little looser when I'm doing that. But it's not like fully loose. It's like half and half. It's a little bit of a mix. I let it go, I grab it, I let it go. Now, we can get to where we can just do like this now. Now we're using the fingers. Right? So now we're using the fingers, see? Sorry, it's kind of hard to show. See? So this is more like for fun and transitioning between different positions and attacks. This is kind of dangerous to do. You know, it can be fun and it's amazing, and you go to tournaments and you see demonstrations and people are doing amazing things because they're doing really simple, you know, they're almost letting go of the control of the staff by just having it on their fingertips, for instance. Right? So it can be really fun. It can be very artistic. I use it for transitions between attacks. For instance. But when I'm actually blocking or actually attacking and not in transition, that's when I have a firm hold of the staff. All right. Good. So, last thing before we go on that figure eight is we have the forward figure eight, meaning I'm going like towards my palm, right? I'm leading with my thumb. And then we have, so that's that way, right? And then you can also have your hand, you know, backwards, and you can go to the outside first. You see? So like I'm here, but I'm going to the outside first, whereas I'm here and I'm going to the inside first versus outside first. Fun, huh? All right. Remember, get consent from others before training with and or on them. Use protective gear. Do not hit each other in the ears or the groin or the eyes or the throat or the nose, please. Be very careful while practicing self-defense things and discover. And if you can at all possibly, go to a school, go to a dojo, go to somewhere and learn carefully. But every person has to find something that works and fits for them because that's the most important thing. Not every single style is going to work or fit with somebody. And at the same time, I would love for you out there to feel a little safer and know that, you know, you can start at least looking at and recognizing the directions of force in the world when people are talking to you or coming at you, cars, walking, everything, right? I pay attention to my universe like I'm in a snow globe. So anything and everything could be coming from any of those directions, right? But it all starts with the basics. Boom, 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 boom. Straight, up, round, back, down. Cool? And remember, push, pull. Right? Push and pull. We tend to think of self-defense usually as everything going out from us. But as you get more advanced, and of course, people who do jiu-jitsu and stuff know, it's about bringing them in, tying them up, so you know, and breaking them down. So just remember that. But I usually don't tell people, you know, to get closer to their attackers. That's an actual martial artist that trains regularly. I do teach people, you know, of course, if you do end up in that situation, how to react. And maybe we'll cover that next time with, you know, knees, elbows, headbutts, bites, and a couple of little throws here and there for fun. But right now, just try to remember and work on this. Push, pull, or push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Makes sense? Same with the staff or any weapon you put out there. Push, pull, push, pull. That time I pulled it back, but I also have another attack going at the same time. Cool how that works, huh? Just like I said earlier, bicycle. Just like the bicycle, unless you're doing double attacks. But even then, you want to pull them back as quickly as possible because it's kind of hard to throw another attack or another punch or even block anything if your hands are out here, isn't it? You need to get them out here, do your thing, and then get them back so you can do the next thing. Cool? Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us today at our impromptu dojo. You've been with deeja Love. I hold multiple black belts, and I'm also the founder, the creator of Esudo. Way of excellence. So enjoy your day, work on your breathing, first do no harm, and thank you so much for being here. Keep each other safe, right? Keep each other safe, and remember, always make sure you have consent before practicing on somebody, all right? Thank you so much. See you later, and thank you so much, Yadira. We'll catch you next time. Bye. And remember that right there. Science is real. Black lives matter. No human is illegal. Love is love. Women's rights are human rights. Woo, 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 woo. Oh. And kindness. Kindness is everything. Huh, Hana? All right, Hana, you better watch out. Better back up. I'm going to do some freestyle real quick. Please! Ah! Yes. Love.